There are probably some of you here who think I have come to read poems. I have not. Let me clear up a nagging misunderstanding. This is the way to make the white woman's bed. She thinks I make it because she is rich. She thinks I make it to get her money. That I can't get money any other way. No skills, no intelligence, no contribution to society but for her four-poster. But I make her bed because on Judgment Day, you will have to sleep in the bed you made. And I make damn good ones, but she didn't make any. And now that we've cleared up the misunderstanding, I'll read some poems. Water Road. Sing a song of commerce for the long, long ride. Setting out from Dahomey and smelling well the first day. The sea I love. And tracing with my finger fine outline a grayish bird now diving. Now rising from the water, a fist of feathers and beak to shackle a fish doing the shimmy shimmy. Crew says, if it wasn't lovely, it'd be cruel. Cargo says, if it wasn't cruel, it'd be lovely. Then I smell too much us and am close as love on two sides of me, but feel none. My finger still traces, but bird flies too far to seize big, and it look for the water bottom to rest, but there be no end, no bed, no death, no world like used to be. We be deep in the ship, buried alive in the tight, hot, sick world. We be deep and floating on overflowing sickness. We be men knowing down best. We be women on the quarter deck, knowing crew men know down best when they ram it down our throats instead of between the legs. Our eyes be like stars, be bright, be looking, be helpless, and hanging in black sickness deep above. Presenting my work is something I'm very comfortable with. I'm a writer, so when I present my work, I'm not talking at all. I'm just, in some ways, recreating those initial moments when the work came into being. It is performance. I'm not myself. I don't have to represent myself at all. Talking to an audience, I don't understand. I don't think I could do it. I don't consider myself terribly articulate. That's why I write. I do much better writing than I do talking, except for performance, which is different. I could understand God's keeping Satan to himself. You don't share your best thing, your private stock, personal ego stroker. But God let the devil loose, he says. Satan didn't just make up his mind to leave, disgusted by the chauvinism, among other things. Let him loose, then hunted him down and bid us praise the staging. The devilish contract to get Satan second banana high and dismissed by jungle terminology. The Joe Johnson against the great white hope of a God. The problem? God's male need for adversary. Worthy opponent. For just short of equal, and that's Satan, the runner-up. Sprinter in the next lane who could have grabbed the gold if he could have afforded its blinding him. The one who almost had it all. As for God, all glowing is vain. Satan accepts the rest, what rains down, the heavenly sewage and trash, the blame for holy wars, rescue rages, for every drop of blood, for whatever will not be blessed, the unchosen, the uncola. Some choose, for those who do not, a second or third world or third right. In heaven, Satan was a minority in a neighborhood where everyone else was saint. Crosses burned and his car, house, clothes, wings, all his possessions. And the burning and reburning of memories establishes hell. Poor Satan. His authority denied him by a nose. A longer, pointier Caucasian nose. Where's the gratitude for Satan, who is there for God no matter what? Satan, who is the original Uncle Tom.
What are my themes? How could I possibly say that? You know, if I were to give a list of themes, this would imply that this is somehow the totality of my concerns as a writer. I'm sure that my work to come is going to involve themes that I don't yet know. I have no idea what is going to seem prominent at another time. I'm very much interested in a kind of, I guess, well, at the moment, justice is the word that comes to my mind. And I have a kind of respect for everything, or I work at it. And I work real hard at trying to garner any kind of respect for things I don't like. But I consider as a possible theme absolutely anything. That is, if I am receptive enough, if I am open enough, I should be able to consider anything that I encounter and find something in it worth commenting on. So, I hope that my themes represent the range of experience, the range of emotion, so that from my work I would prefer that one gets a sense of, that's right, all of this is involved in living. We need to consider this all. We can't leave out anything. So certainly I'm not going to read long enough to make sure that all the bases, so to speak, are covered, but the body of the work, it is range that interests me. So I'll write about anything.
There's a certain phrase I detest, and if you use it, shame on you. The phrase is, Well, you don't have to be a rocket scientist.
But you know, in this life, it is possible to encounter worse phrases than that. For instance,
they can put a man on the moon, so you know that means that they can do,
well, I'm not sure that those people and I should really share the same planet. But this is my poem about that little phrase, that man on the moon stuff. And it is called Living Under a Man on the Moon. This is how it goes. They can put a man on the moon even if they can't do anything else. She is trying to be grateful. So it's true that anything is possible now. She better get out there and get them while they're hot. They're cooking, they're whistling Dixie while they got the messianic method down cold. Rejoice with me now. They can put a man on the moon. She kicks up her heels, then sets her heels back on ground less impressive that someone else put man on. Nothing is the same. She may as well dust with her blouse and not think about how it was assembled in Haiti when the sun was long gone and moonlight provided what it could with a man on it watching. She may as well let the white noise of the French help her with duty. She may as well celebrate while a Haitian girl attaches sleeves and sees the moon through one of them when she dozes. Oh, don't wake her up. Haitian girl doesn't know them or what they can do. It might come as a shock that they can put a man a lot like the man on the stamp, on the money, on the map, on base, on first, on dope, on her nerves. They can put just another man on the moon that doesn't deserve this. The moon that has been faithful as a dog, obedient to the leash of gravity, that lets the man on it be 10 times stronger, be the Hercules that never was. They put a man on the moon, and everybody but her and the Haitian girl acts a fool and thinks man now has new power. She knows that putting a man on something as easy as the moon, as cheesy as the moon, as vulnerable as the moon, as promiscuous as the moon, binging buxom, then purging coy, then plumping for lack of protection, is nothing to brag about and does not mean talent or genius. They put a man in a rocket and he blasted off and landed on a virgin dead world with a lot of craters that he just took to be openings for his ego, his advancement. She won't make love to a man that plays pool. The Q stick a rocket to a ball of white opportunity. I have once said that, and have just said that I could write about absolutely anything, but I must admit, I have never actually gotten an idea for a poem while reading a poem that already existed. That has not happened. Now I'm starting to feel badly here. Something is wrong, for I have found something, I don't like to say inspiring, but something meaningful in every form of experience, something that I consider worthy to write about, except that. So never in that. Maybe because that's a moment when I'm particularly conscious of myself, and I don't find myself directly as the source of material. That isn't the way I look. So in that context, and perhaps because it is performance, in that sense, it's taken to a level that's a little less significant when it is existing as performance, because then it's entertainment more so than the content, the meaning, these powerful issues, the ideology and within the poem. It's a performance, and I'm an entertainer at that time.
The last poem requires that you have a little bit of knowledge about asafoetida. If you have this knowledge already, then you already know you are blessed. So that the rest of you who don't know it may have blessing extended upon them, I will tell you, it is a marvelous remedy. And if you ever have chance to get some, do so. It is a weed and it stinks. There is probably no stench worse than the odor of asafoetida. It grows wild, of course. It would be wild. But what you do, you see, you take it and you put it in some kind of waxy chunk and a string around it and wear it with that string tied around your neck. And you will never, ever have another cold. You will never again have to worry about the flu, for everyone will maintain their distance for that smell. That's right. Now you can grind it up and use it in Indian cuisine, where it is, in fact, such a spice. Or in its ground form, you can then make a liquid variety of this medicine. That is what my mother did. And it is just extraordinary. There is nothing it can't cure. I'm happy to say I never missed a day of school. My mother merely pulled out the bottle and just waved it about 20 feet away from me, and I could smell it through the glass, you know, and I was cured. Oh, I was healed by that medicine. So it is not the stink of it that interests me, but rather it is the continuity, the durability of this. It is truly a miraculous substance, it is. And there has only been one bottle in my mother's family for generations. Why, yes, it is true. And if these women did not have to be mortal, asafoetida would have kept them alive. So, a poem of tribute to asafoetida. Poem for my mothers and other makers of asafoetida. Brown in the bottle, my honeyed memory of my grandmother, in which I drench myself, pour over myself one of her tight hugs, homemade gravy on lips and ribs, eventually hips. Taste her and feast on my church in a bottle. The gospel-like Sister Posey sings it. Oh, when will I get home? Looking over Dixie, over Jordan, river of life, needing to cross, already got a cross, needing to swim to Jordan's stormy other shore. Listen, the brown choir's brown liquid voice, my arms moving me through it. Swimming is just directing the choir, giving instructions. Mama always told me to be still sometimes and feel the power. Wait while the river moves down my throat, urine the rest of the miracle that makes of me a fountain. Nasty asafoetida, tastes like the bootleg, jackleg medicine it is, curing me as only generations can. Asafoetida is a quilt for my innards, she said, up to her neck in gizzards, hocks, pickled pig's feet, her hands good as dull knives that can't have accidents, and everywhere, eggs like teeth big as what memory does to grandma, even the heart of gold. Finally, the asafoetida toast just after gunfire. The New Year's shot for coming uninvited, ahead of schedule. Years coming and going out of control. Trojan years bringing lots of what we don't want, set loose in foreclosed fields of stone potatoes, so hard-hearted, hard-headed, there are no eyes except the ones I look into and fall in love right into mama's pupils, the past dark with dense ancestry, all who came before having to fit into the available space of history, which is existence's memory, and year after year the overcrowding worsens. Remember, darkest before the day every dog will have. We are dogs sometimes, vestiges of our evolution, giving us dreams, instincts, secrets for dark recall. Nothing, y'all don't hear me, nothing really goes away, especially not that sickening paradox, falling to reach the sublime emotion, want to rise in love, want a boost, elevator ride to the penthouse, silk jacket smoking with lust, man making it with an asafoetida bottle, a glass, a mama with an excuse for breaking. Whatever sustains you is your mama, that wall holding back wind, jazz on the airwaves, and in the Thunderbird, the Boone's farm, the oar smacking discipline into fish while ferrying you across the water that takes you back to old Virginia. Every visit is return to the scene of crimes. So much happened there, so much history there. Rivers are sad affairs flowing between past and future like pampas blue, if sunny, ribbons that must deepen, widen, or spill to really go anywhere, and still there are limits. Disillusionment to cap any growth, live to the fullest and just have more to lose to death. But Grandma said, Mama says, now I say, maybe possible to have so much death can't take it all. Asafoetida still on the shelf, oil in the puddle, still ghetto stained glass, still rainbow remnants in rock bottom ghetto sky, like a promise of no more tears. Asafoetida bottle floating there. Woo, some kind of Moses, some kind of deliverer. There's always a way. A way means not here. Place where bagpipes echo with sound of a stuck dog calling, Mama, Mama. Nothing but inspiration in the air, and the prophet Jolson proclaiming, Mammy! Asking for her who can make him wash his face 'cause she's the one and the only one who can turn it into something to love. Thank you.
Let's face it, poetry is very rarely on bestseller lists, though that is my dream. Not for my book, just what I'd like is to go into a reading, and first I want thousands of people assembled to hear the poetry. And when the poet is visible, then immediately the audience begins screaming, and they're fighting to get close to the poet, and they want to shave off cells of your skin, you see, so that those from the fingertips, the part of you that held the pens or touched the keyboard, you see, and then from the audience, as you're about to read, they yell out, "Read this poem," or "Read this, oh please read, one year Sonny stabbed himself," you see. So that's what I want. And when you try to leave the stage, the ovation is such, right, that you must come back and read 6 hours more, poem after poem. Well, now for something like that to happen, then there's going to have to be drastic changes in the way poets read. So
Sold me.